Morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us by Stirling Soap. This one here is a barbershop scent. This one here is about 5.8 ounces, and that's what the soap looks like. It's, once again, fairly soft in the container, easy to scoop out, place in a bowl, whip up a nice lather. Alum block, no rubber band this morning. Got the Humphrey's witch hazel that's interested in, but it is mentholated now since I put some crystals in there. And got the matching aftershave this morning. The shaver of the day, still sporting the supply injector. It's got a Personna blade in it. I think this is like the 5th shave maybe. Got a few shaves on it. I have it whipped up here with a, see if you can see that, a Yaqi brush. I've had this one a while. Yaqi Professional. Got a little bit on the wet side. This is a wooden bowl from the Distinctive Goat. Go ahead and get started with the pre-shave. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning. One of the reasons I wanted to work with this soap this morning and aftershave and whatnot, I've found a, I guess you might say, a startup of a magazine of sorts, I guess you might say. It's called Wetshaver's Digest. There's one issue. In other words, there's one article, if you will. One magazine. There we go. That's probably the best way to say it. At any rate, he's I've got a link down below if you want to check it out. Looks like it's going to be published about every other month. And Keith is, he tells a little bit about himself. He's a officer in the Air Force. And one of the things he did in the article is he's running down the different scents of like barbershops and whatnot, doing a comparison to soap scents. He does speak a little bit about about brushes, razors in his first issue. At any rate, I thought it might be interesting reading for some folks like this sort of thing. He's put a little bit of, I say a little bit, he's put quite a bit of effort in this first issue. At least I feel like he has. He's also working at taking a school bus and of course turning it into a tiny home. He talks about that. I thought that's pretty cool, about the luxury part, if you will. Anyway, I got a link down below. This particular soap, as it goes for scent, I'm not sure what I can smell it. I'm just not sure what I'm picking up. Haven't been able to figure that out this morning. But like most everything else with Stirling soaps, it lathers up pretty good. This knot's got quite a bit of soap in it. It's got plenty. I think the millimeter on this one here, in other words the size of the knot, I think it doesn't, a lot of the Yaqi brushes will put that on the bottom of their handles. In other words, 24 millimeter. This one here doesn't have it, but I think this one here is a 26 millimeter knot. Seems a little bit bigger than 24. Definitely holds a lot of soap. Yesterday's shave with this blade, when you use the alum block at the end of the shave, there was a little bit of stinging, so I know about like typical 5 smooth shaves. In other words, I don't notice it during the shave that there's wear and tear on the blade, but I do notice it when I use the alum block. So if you're using that as a guide like I usually do, is in other words, the more stinging from the from the alum block usually tells me that my blade's starting to get tired and time for a new one. But the shave itself is still smooth. I don't notice that any of that's going on during the shave. I try to get that blade switched out before I get to that point. Noticing it during the shave is, to me, is not a good thing. You went too far, in other words. This is a really nice shaver. I really enjoy shaving with this Injector. This will be the last shave with this one this week, and I'll be switching up shavers. I am thinking sometime this week. I haven't decided on what day just yet, because I was thinking I might stretch this one out. Normally at this point in time somewhere I'm working in like a shave or something of the sort, usually during the week. But I had, I guess you might say, really missed shaving with this shaver. It is one of my favorites, especially when it comes to injectors. This is, I guess you might say, this is the one that's never going to leave. I have a PAL adjustable, Injectomatic. I enjoy shaving with them. Got my shakes that I enjoy shaving with. Injectors are, for me, they're about as close to a DE as you can probably get, at least for my experience. Finding the edges, I mean the angle is pretty easy for me. I don't think that the blade will go away anytime soon. In other words, stop producing them, because there's a number of different metal equipments that use this blade. So I think it's going to be around for a while. Same thing with the, say like the gem single edge blade, the one that looks like a paint scraper blade. Same thing there. There's metal equipment that still uses those blades. So I guess you might say it's keeping it alive, which is a good thing, because you can imagine the medical industry uses a lot more blades than what probably a lot of us wet shavers do. I still cannot pick up what this scent is. I mean, it's familiar. It's a familiar scent. That's the that's the part that's probably grating on me. Is I know it's a familiar scent, and I can't place where I picked this up before. Might have a little bit of a spice to it, maybe. Not sure. And I think maybe that's what's throwing me off. My nose is not the best in the world, but I know I'm smelling something. I just can't figure out what it is. I got a link down below to the website for the soap. It doesn't really go into a whole lot of detail about the scent. In other words, whether it's got bergamot or whatever the case might be. It doesn't list anything like that out in it. So somebody's got a better nose than me might be able to figure it out. Not necessarily picking up any powder. I would say the scent is maybe a little bit on the, it's not a light scent, I don't think. Might be able to pick up a little feedback on the against the grain pass there. Still feels fairly smooth. We'll see right down here. It felt kind of different on the against the grain pass. See if there's any sting with the alum block. Still a smooth, comfortable shave. I really enjoy this injector. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention, it's also on the 3-dot plate, which is the, as it goes for plates, it's the aggressive one. Tony is doing pretty good. I say pretty good this morning. Partway through the night, he, especially this morning, he'll get, I guess you might say, what I consider a bit needy. He doesn't like being out in the house by himself. He wants somebody with him. That separation anxiety thing, he kicks into overdrive overnight. So right about the time that I'm usually getting up, he'll come and start whining at the door, the bedroom door. So I've got not only the alarm that I use on my cell phone, but I have Tony to make sure that I don't oversleep. He is a good dog though. He's still, I guess you might say, what I would consider a full-grown puppy. He's still learning a lot. There's one thing we found out here recently about Tony, in case you hadn't picked up on one of the earliest videos. No stinging over here, but I got it over here. Tony was roaming the neighborhoods. In the neighborhood, he was a stray, in other words, when we got him. So there's no telling what that he experienced before we got him. And one thing we found out here recently, he doesn't like fly swatters. He does not like them. You pick up a fly swatter and he goes and takes off. He does not like fly swatters. So I'm wondering, previous owner used a fly swatter on him or not. Just a hint, just enough menthol in this witch hazel to let you know that it's there. It's not enough in there to make your eyes water or burn or anything quite like that. Just enough to know that it's there. Feels great. That nice cooling effect on a shave I really do enjoy. Excuse me. Love these glass containers. If I can get this one open, I haven't cracked it open just yet. There we go. You got that cap on there pretty tight. Yeah, it smells great. That's what the restrictor looks like. One of the next Stirling soaps that I plan on using, I have Ramblin' Man, and the aftershave comes in a different look. In other words, it's not one like this one here. It's a green bottle. Looks pretty cool. I like it. If they were to move to the green bottles, I wouldn't complain a bit. They look really nice. Maybe a hint of powder, maybe. It's not I have another barbershop that's a little, somewhat heavier on the powder. Really nice. I still feel the menthol. That's pretty good this morning. I enjoy that. Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, I got links down below for these things. Might want to go by and check out the Wetshaver's Digest if you're interested in that sort of thing. There's 3 lines up in the upper left. Click on it. Click on where it says issues, and then it'll show you more or less a front page. Scroll down a little bit, and then there's another click. When that comes up, I think it's, I don't know, 9 pages long. Anyhow, it comes up in a PDF form, and it's got a table of contents and whatnot. This is pretty nice. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. At any rate, hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.